Alright, so Walpurgis banner is here. Let's take a look at the actual numbers on these moves. Right, so let's start with Honglu. Okay, new UI looks really nice actually. A little bit tricky. First time navigating this. Sanity effects. Okay, pretty much the same. Alright. Yeah, UI is really cool. I like this design. Okay, 3 plus 4 plus 4 goes up to 11, so that is a standard amount. 11 is usually the standard amount for most of the IDs nowadays. At 2 haste, final power plus 1. Okay, not a super crazy move, it's just a pretty solid move that rolls 11. And at 2 haste, you gain final power plus 1, so it makes it into a 12, which is just okay, it's fine. 4 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, there it is. 3, 6, 9, 13. 13 on skill 2, gain coin power plus 1, 4, 8, 12, 16. 16, that's pretty good for a 2-star ID. On use, gain 2 haste, which lets you do your skill 1. Perfect synergy here. Haste doesn't really decrease at all, so you just gain 2 haste next turn, and then you get to use your skill 1 with a little bit more power. Difference of 4 bleed count, okay. That means you need to be 4 speed higher, have 3 to 7 speed, so the variation is pretty high. But honestly, not too hard to get this. If you just bind the target, right, and you were to get 5 speed, which is straight up the center here, should be fine. And anyway, you are also going to get 2 haste. So most of the time, you are going to get it because 3, and then you add 2 haste, and then you get 5. So you still will be able to get this. If you do going first into going first, for example, then that is a way that you can get this maximum bleed count application. That's still pretty damn good. Skill 3, okay, it rolls low, but it gives you coin power plus 1. Okay, so it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 8 plus 4, 12. 12, and then you have to add the coin power plus 1 to make it a decent move. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 12, 16. 6, yeah, correct. So it's 16 as well. So skill 2 and skill 3 both roll for 16. Deal more damage based on target's missing HP. 0.5% damage per 1% missing HP. That is a little bit interesting because what's this? Oh, I guess the tutorials got... Okay, yeah, they reworked this one, right? Okay, let's see. So for Ryoshu, is boost damage by 5% of target's missing HP. Max of 20% increase. But for Honglu, there is no cap. In exchange, he does more damage based on target's missing HP, 0.5% per 1% missing. The scaling here has higher potential compared to Ryoshu, because Ryoshu's damage pretty much caps out at some point. 5% of target's missing HP, max of 20%. I wonder what the math difference here is for Honglu's calculation here on the skill tree, because this, right, means that there's actually no cap to this damage. If the enemy is like maybe has 2000 HP, right, then this is actually gonna do quite a bit of damage, man. Because this is literally for the entire move. Okay, it's the same as Ryoshu's, but it's a 4 coin move, and you're telling me each of these coins will deal this damage. Yeah, I can see why they didn't like super buff this move at all. Because if they made this move actually like great, like maybe like 18 to 20 coin power, then this part here would just like slap on even more icing on this cake, because this is already a lot of value. This He1 SP thing, honestly, you can pretty much ignore the fact that he does bleed, honestly. The fact that this thing does HP scaling damage means that against bosses, this guy is going to shred like crazy. Unless the calculations is a lot different than Ryoshu. So I think this character gets a pass if this skill here is going to be really good, and he's a 2-star anyway, so most likely you will get him. Who else do we have here? Okay, let's look at Faust. So 4 plus 7, we gain 3 tremor count, gain 3, inflict 3. Okay, that's a lot of tremor count actually. Right, 11, pretty much standard. So this move here is something that you will have to use to charge up her own tremor count. and you need to spend 5 tremor count to activate metallic ringing, and on use you gain 4 tremor count. I'm pretty sure combat start happens before on use. I feel like I've asked this question many times, but I'm pretty sure this happens before this. So you would need to build up your tremor count beforehand. And this gives you 1 attack weight for this skill max of +2. So you need to spend 10 in order to gain double AoE here, which makes it a triple AoE. Okay. Otherwise, it will become a 2-hit AoE. 2-hit AoE, honestly, that's pretty okay. But against bosses, most of the time, the bosses will eat one of the AoEs, so it'll just be single target anyway. So it might not matter against the boss. But this is a lot of tremor count. We inflict 3 tremor count here, and we gain 6 with 1 use here, right? So we gain 3 here, no matter if we lose or win with this, and then we gain 3 here. This lose part here is just to help the consistency of this skill, so that's really nice. Whether you one-side attack, whether you clash with it, doesn't matter, you will always gain 3. And then you need to hit to gain 3, so you would ideally not want to clash loose, you would still want to one-side attack, or you want to win a clash. Then skill 2 here will activate immediately because of that. So you have 6, you spend... Okay, no, next turn you -1, so you have 5. Perfect. So that's a perfect setup. Use skill 1, then you can do your skill 2. Skill 2 gains attack weight +1. On use you gain 4, and then on hit you gain 1 tremor count, blah blah blah. So what you can do is you can do skill 1 to skill 2, and you can keep doing skill 2 because the tremor count gain back, as long as you can roll 1 hit here, is 5. So that means that you would be at 4 next turn, which means that you would need to use a skill 1 again. No, you can't spam metallic ringing afterwards. So you need to do skill 1 once, you can do skill 2 once, and that will put you at 4 tremor count on the 3rd turn. 4 tremor count on the 3rd turn, and then you gain 6 here, and then it drops to 9. So a little bit tricky to get the maximum AoE for Unleash Violence. Yeah, quite tricky. But honestly, a 2 AoE with 5, 10, 15, 18, not too bad, really. If you can somehow AoE 2 parts of a boss, that's a crap ton of damage already. And don't forget that she has damage scaling based on the negative effect as well. 6% per negative effect. So if we look at our stuff here, we will inflict 3 tremors, so that's 1. And then we will also inflict our plus coin drop and our offense level down, which is a total of 3 debuffs on the target, which means we will do 18% more damage at minimum. And then if we add other debuffs in the game, for example fragility, with Rabbit Heathcliff, that goes first, and then we get additional 1 more. And then what else can we do? Maybe Weakness Exploit. Weakness Exploit could be the 5th one, or could be a Paralyze from some random hit. Could be a Bleed proc from maybe your Rhino Meursault, blah blah blah. There's a lot of ways to get that last debuff. So Fragility usually will be another major one that you want to apply, and then you need 1 more debuff. Maybe you can do like a type debuff, for example Sloth Fragility or something like that. This is yeah, this is pretty easy actually to stack up this damage bonus. So actually I think 30% is not too far-fetched actually. Especially when you consider Tremor actually stays there for quite a while. If you run Liu Ishmael, you can actually apply Burn, and Burn will also stick around for quite a while. So you can easily maintain this as a very high damage debuff. Besides that, deal wrath damage by 30% of the final stagger threshold reached by... Okay, there it is. Max of 20 extra damage. So even though the coinage here is only up to 18, as long as you hit, you still get this damage boost. And you still get 30%, so we just assume max of 20 most of the time, I think. Because you will probably be running her with the Tremor team comp anyway, because of her passive. So max of 20, 20, 20, that is just 60 damage. And this is wrath damage, so if they are weak to it, then it's gonna get doubled. So that's gonna be 40 damage. So yeah, against wrath weak enemies, this is actually devastating. And against regular enemies, this is still devastating. So Unleash Violence is really about unleashing violence. This is really nice. So coinage wise, she already is par or slightly above par already. This move here rolls up to 18. This one is 4, 8, 12, 16. Yeah. So 16 and 18 is already pretty much slightly above average. But the damage output from her skill tree here will push her over the edge. And she's definitely above average. On defense, you also gain 6 tremor count. So honestly, as a counter move here, you do not mind doing it, because you actually do more damage by taking the hit, and you gain the same amount of tremor count for taking the hit. So this is pretty good. HP wise, she looks pretty okay. Resisting slash is kind of nice, because slash resistant guarders are a bit tricky to find. Most of the time you look for blunt resistance, but in this case, since she kind of normals from blunt and slash from slash resistance, this is pretty damn good. Anything about the sanity here? Not really, everything's the same. Okay, so her order seems to be skill 1, and then after that you can do skill 2, and then after that you can do skill 3. But your skill 3, you ideally want to get an AoE here, so maybe something like skill 1 into skill 2 and then skill 3. You just try to get all of your damage debuffs, so you can provide it yourself, or if you want, you can use all the other possible debuffs in the game so that you can skip this step here, and then you can just charge up your tremor count just for this move, which would increase the damage by quite a lot if you can get to 10 tremor count. The problem still is that I feel like tremor count is quite slow, because we have no charge count version of Telepole Dawn. If we have Telepole Dawn before tremor count, right, this could be pretty damn crazy. And honestly, if you looked at the charging requirements for any of the egos, right, Faust doesn't charge any of her current egos, which makes me believe kind of that she might be getting tremor count Faust. So she might get something that gives her a bunch of tremor count, and then she can dump a bunch of AoEs or boost the entire team with tremor count. I don't know. I feel like that archetype, that ego, right, is kind of missing right now. Yeah. In this case, right, Unleash Violence, Wrath. Okay, so you do need to run her with the Tremor team and try to charge up this Wrath requirement. Honestly, if you use Ninclair and Faust for quite a while in Refraction Railway or Mirror Dungeon, you should be able to get a lot of this, because skill 3 is their best move. And then let's see what else we got here. The target has -1 clash power for every 3 types of negative effects it has. This just encourages even more debuffs. That's fine, honestly. This is something to... It's like a little bonus. It's not something you actually like really need, because honestly, with these coins, you're pretty much winning most of the time, unless it's Mirror Dungeon too hard. In which case, most characters would not be winning anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Enemies affected by Tremor Burst gain 2 defense level down. That's... wow, okay. 3 times per enemy per turn, stacking up to 6 defense level down. That is roughly about 2 fragilities. 6 defense level down is about 2 fragilities. If at less than -25 SP, you gain 2 bind and 1 blunt power up next turn. This one's a little bit trickier to get, because she's more of a positive sanity ID, so it's not really gonna be something you see too much of. But for this part here, yeah, that's a solid one, man. That just increases your damage by about around 20%. Around 20%. I think it's slightly less than 20% most of the time, but it's around there. So yeah, this is just a very, very strong ID. I think I would recommend everyone to get this one for sure, because of the fact that I think Tremor Count Gain Ego is going to be coming out at some point, and that will make her even more consistent than usual. It will be a W Dawn moment. Basically, W Dawn would not have to use Rip anymore to charge up slowly her charge count. She will be able to use just her ego, and then she skips directly to skill 2 or skill 3. I feel like it's gonna count, because that is an archetype that is currently like, they need that support. All the gain tremor count gang, they are currently a little bit too slow, a little bit inconsistent. They just need one ego to make them able to gain literally just 1 tremor count, and then they will all become consistent. So that is why I think that one of these egos is going to pop up eventually, and then all of these guys will actually become quite good. Right, so let's look at Meursault here. So you do 30 damage to a single target. Okay, remove 2 random removable negative effects, inflict 3 tremor count at minimum, and then you inflict Wrath Resonance divided by 3 additional. Okay, divide by 3 just means whatever you get, you get. You just kind of ignore this part here. So you're basically getting 3 tremor count most of the time. On hit, Burst Tremor. If the target does not have a stagger threshold upon Burst Tremor, you deal Wrath damage by 12 plus 3 times Wrath Resonance percentage. Okay, this is interesting. 12% of the final stagger threshold. I don't think that's a lot, honestly. But you need this 3 times ref resonance. It has no division here, which is interesting. Which means that as long as you can get absolute resonance, it will be 3 times of that. But how far can you go? So if I get like 4, then it will become additional 12 plus 12, 24% of the final stagger threshold. Okay, this calculation here actually makes it so that ref resonance looks kind of good. Because if you can get ref resonance, right, this is actually quite a lot of damage increase, honestly. This looks pretty damn good. Corrosion is a negative coin, okay. Corrosion is negative coin. Burst tremor, amount of stagger threshold raised increases by 50%. It's still ref resonance. Reduce tremor count by 1. Gain 3 bind and 1 blunt power next turn. This is interesting. Oh my god, lose 1 base power and gain 2 coin power. If at 4 or less speed. That's pretty... yeah, that's definitely his ego. It's definitely for him. Because of that speed. And the fact is, you on your leftmost skill will lose... oh, no. Sorry. Fuck. This is for Heathcliff. Shit. Why is it on Meursault? I was so excited because I totally forgot it was Meursault's ego. Shit. If that was slapped onto Heathcliff, right, he would actually be crazy. Losing 1 base power for 2 coin power on Heathcliff's moves, man, that's crazy. But most likely it's gonna be Lure, is it? No, it's a tremor count related move. But it's for ref resonance also, so... it's ref resonance, and Rose Spanner... like, his skills aren't ref, are they? I think the third one's supposed to be like Gloom or something, no? No, it's Gloom, Pride, and I think Sloth. Yeah, it's Sloth, it's not ref. So in terms of synergy with this one, it's not really that synergistic, but in terms of synergy with this one, it's actually pretty okay. Because if you lose 1 base power, you gain 2 coin power, right? You actually gain a lot of value here. You lose 1 here, but you gain 4 here, so it becomes 6, 12 plus 2. That becomes 14. Yeah, that's really good actually. That actually changes a lot of this guy because he's a double coiner and he can go from 2 to 5 speed and you need to get 4 minus. So it is pretty reasonable to get that level of speed on this character here. And ref resonance in the Liu gang. Yeah. It is feeling like it does belong to this Meursault of all of them, because you will be able to get the a lot of value out of that leftmost skill, base power minus and coin power plus 2. Like look at this one, you lose 1 base power, becomes 4, then your plus 2 becomes plus 5, so 5, 10, 15. 15 plus 4, 19. That is already like even bigger than Faust's skill tree. That is pretty solid in terms of coin power already. Yeah, that is not bad actually. That's not bad. Yeah. If this line was on Heathcliff, absolutely busted. But since this line is on Meursault, it is just solid. The good news is it is quite cheap with 3 ref, 2 pride. It means that if you run the Liu gang, this part is settled, then you just need a few pride sources from somewhere else. But in terms of like, in terms of bursting here though, this thing doesn't really get value unless you run Tremor. So maybe we're gonna get some Tremor burn synergy or something like that. Because right now Meursault doesn't really have an ID that really does well with this line here, I guess. Besides that, Liu Meursault. Lose 1 base power, gain 2 coin power. Lose 1 base power, gain 2 coin power. If the skill 1 activates, it's kind of ass. This one is 3 plus 6 though. 6, 12. Okay, actually it improves quite a bit of its coinage for the skill 2 and skill 3. But for the skill 1, actually no, since it's plus 2 it doesn't matter. No, plus 2 is just straight up win. It's a plus 1. So it becomes 2 and then this is 8. So it becomes 10. And I'm pretty sure when you uptie... Oh, no, it doesn't. Okay, this is one of those that doesn't get a boost. Wait, no, it should, sorry. I'm on uptie 1, that's why it doesn't see here. Yeah, this one I have to go and look at the... this one I have to go and look at Limbus Kusoge. But I think overall it should be an improvement no matter what. So, yeah, the problem is I don't think this guy has a ref skill, so like, why is the ref resonance even there in the first place? Ref resonance... You? No, not you. Ref resonance? Maybe Otis. No, you always discard this. Oh man, that's awkward. That's awkward. Tremor Gang doesn't really have too much ref. Yeah, Tremor Gang doesn't have too much ref, so why is the Tremor... This Tremor Ego doesn't seem to work well with a Tremor Gang, because they don't really have a lot of ref, but it works pretty okay with the Liu Gang, because they have a lot of ref, so they'll be able to get more scaling off of that percentage increase. Huh. Wonder why. Maybe they're setting up for an ID in the future. It feels a bit awkward right now. 12% of the burst, if you do 99 burst, then 12% of that is not exactly a lot. You definitely do need that absolute resonance to make it actually kind of okay. Because 24% is not too bad. I don't know, it feels a little bit awkward, this ego. And I mean, like, even Lifetime still hasn't really found a place yet either. It's not that great of an ego. So this ego, honestly, is a little bit suspicious. I do not know why they designed it like this. 30 is not particularly insane. And this part here is just kind of awkward. 30 is the same here. If you do a negative status on yourself, you get attack weight +2, which makes it into a 3 AoE only. So 30 into a 3 AoE for blunt. That's not bad, but Rhyme can do that already. This would be the only ref one, I think. No. Other Blossom Star. Apparently someone told me if you corrode it, you get a blunt version of it. So we already have a blunt version of this if we corrode Other Blossom. Yeah, I don't know. This ego here feels a little bit out of place. This is just a nice improvement overall. And if you want to just clash with Meursault, you would use Kapot Meursault anyway. So this just feels kind of awkward. Yeah, I don't know. This ego feels a bit weird. I don't see anything about it. But yeah, so anyway, I'm pretty sure if you go to dispensary, right? Wait a minute, you can dispense them? Oh, cannot be purchased during this period. Yeah, okay. Even though they appear here, you cannot dispense them. Okay, that was a bit surprising, but okay. Yep, alright. So this is fine, I think. I want to check with the extraction. Can you get the Walpurgis units here in this guaranteed extraction? Let's see. No. Oh, this is a season 2 ID, so it doesn't matter. 3-star ID assured extraction though. How about that one? Can you get Walpurgis Knight characters in this one here? Any Walpurgis Knight characters? No. Okay, so Walpurgis Knight characters do not appear in this one either. Okay, fair enough. So Walpurgis Knight seems to be only for Walpurgis Knight. Alright, in that case, let's get to extracting then. I think I only recommend pulling the IDs for now. The ego doesn't seem to really belong anywhere right now, so it might not be a super high priority one. But if you are a bit worried that maybe an ID for Meursault will get released and then you need that ego to work with it, it's possible, honestly, because of that 2 coin power being quite significant. If one of the Meursaults come out, right, and he has 4 coins and he has very good value of coin power, then you might need that one to push it over the edge, because that +2 coin power part is actually really powerful. So if it's just for self-buffing himself, I think this is actually a pretty solid ego compared to Screw Loose Wallop. Yeah. But anyway, enough talking, let's just get to the pulling. Let's see how many it takes to get... Okay. What the... No way, right? Oh, okay. No, it's not. Whew! I thought I got all of them in one go. That's crazy. Okay, I love getting streamer luck. Okay, it's unfortunately not the right luck. Damn, this sucks. Let's see, I have 22,000 lunacy. This is 5 of them. I mean, Walpurgis Night comes every quarter. But at the same time, like, when else am I going to spend my lunacy? Probably only on this banner, so I'll probably just dump all my lunacy now. It's gonna suck if they release a event limited unit, but at the same time, all their events so far seem to be repeatable stuff. I mean, we haven't had like a true limited time summer event or something like that in Limbus company, so maybe they just won't do it. In which case, Walpurgis Night would be the one you want to spend your lunacy on. Really hard to tell, honestly, because the game is still quite early. This is... I mean, 1 3-star every 10 pull is pretty cool, but at the same time, it's not the units I want, so... Oh! Regret? Oh, it's the straight jacket. And then I get Zoai Faust, okay. Oh man. What are the odds of getting just Faust now? What are the odds of getting one of these characters? Yes, whatever. Where's the rates? Oh, the rates are here. Probability of getting Faust right now. Okay, no, I can't pull the ego again, so it should be a little bit higher to get the one I want. Let's see, Faust is 1.45% out of all of these. Just a little bit higher, especially since I pulled the ego, so he's out of the picture. Come on, Faust, appear before me, please. Oh, real shoe, please, I don't want you. Please, please, please. Yes! Yes! Alright. I nuked about... I had 22,000, 13,000. I nuked 9,000 lunacy to get all of mine. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot. You can actually pull onto pity. Did I have enough for pity? If I pull about 95 more... No, it's not 95 more. It's 105 more. 105 more. I think I could have barely reached pity actually. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so what team comps would you want to run with these units here? Let's see. Lobotomy, Regret, Tremor count teams. And is this not Tremor count, right? This is Rupture count, no. Tremor count team. Rose Banner. And Cult. I mean, she does Tremor stuff, no? Okay, we can slap her in for now. Tremor Corp. Tremor. Okay, this one's Tremor for sure. This one, Tremor Burst. Tremor Corp. Tremor. No Tremor here. And then this one is Tremor. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Technically, you are not Tremor, but you do like gaining Tremor. So maybe, I don't know, in the... but most of the time it's gonna be these guys here. Is it good enough? Is it good enough to do it? Can it do enough damage? That's the thing about these guys. Spend tremor count to inflict 1 fragile next turn. I mean, I think the Nincom is just okay. It's not like particularly super strong. Although the recent edition of Otis is just kind of really strong, honestly. So we got the Molar gang running together, applying a bunch of tremor count and bursting the tremor count for more defense level down. I think his passive is also really strong. His passive was what? Upon burst tremor on an enemy, inflict 1 defense level down per 4 stagger threshold raise. This does not work on bosses if they have no stagger threshold, but still quite good on any boss that has a stagger threshold. So I think they can actually strip a lot of defense level down. So Tremor Burst does seem to be going towards a defense level down strat where you want to nuke a boss's defense level down, but it becomes quite bad against bosses without them. Although Faust does and she makes it so that you don't need to burst Tremor. It doesn't matter whether the boss has a stagger threshold or not. She will always give you value. Yi Sang will just turn off when that happens, which makes him a little bit sussy to bring along. But if it's a boss that has it, then you do want to bring him along because he will add a lot of defense level down. Yeah, interesting design choice. I just don't think it actually does more damage than the Unga Bunga teams, and I don't think. But if you want to go for thematic builds with the Tremor Count gang, I think this is pretty much what you would want to go for here. With some of the slots, of course, being a little bit more versatile, you can probably take out Dawn here. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the last one, you could take out Ishmael, but Ishmael gives fragility, so maybe you want to keep that in. Maybe Sinclair, because it takes a while to set up. Then you can put in the Rose Banner gang here. I don't know. A little bit tricky. I haven't really thought about a Tremor Com gang at all, but it's looking a little bit better. It's just still not going to compete with most of the big boys, honestly. Yep. Even as a 2-star ID, because of that HP scaling on his skill tree, so even though his skills are like 16-16, it's not like super amazing, but at the same time, he's gonna do a crap ton of damage. So this guy is just gonna be super strong. And then for Faust, she's going to definitely be used, that's for sure. It's the ego of Meursault that I'm a bit worried about. I don't know if this actually has a room in any team com right now. I think it's just okay to get and use every now and then, but it's not going to be something that you must pull right now. I think this one you can actually leave on the back burner. If I had gotten my Faust earlier, I probably would not have pulled for the Meursault Ego. I would have let it just wait until the next Walpurgis night. So that's what I recommend, I think. But if you guys have any other arguments that you want to try to push this ego, then yeah, sure, post them in the comments and then we can take a look and see how. I think someone did mention Chains of Regret into Walpurgis Night Meursault is going to be a way to get that AoE. But since it only becomes a 3 AoE, I don't think it's that value, especially when you reduce your attack power by 5, or was it 4? Yeah, it doesn't seem to be that worth it, honestly. Yep. Right, so that will be it for this video, and yeah, I shall see you guys next time. Bye bye.